Ouch, do you hurt? Ah, myotherapy. Erases pain. Erases, like an eraser. Anyway, I'm going to show you some charts. Myo means muscle. Therapy means to heal. So what we do is work with trigger points and passive stretches to be able to get rid of your muscular pain, which, by the way, causes about 85% of pain. So as a myotherapist over 20 some years, I'm a master myotherapist. I love what I do still. I can work with a lot of people, and I love that I can teach them how to help themselves and their families instead of running to the medicine cabinet or getting surgery or having to quit your job or whatever you need to do in order to get to a state of life is good. But if your muscles are screaming at you, life is not going to be so good. So what we myotherapists understand is trigger points are fired under emotional, physical stress, and we're sort of under a blanket of emotional stress depending on your perspective of life. I love life, so it's all good no matter what externally is going on, but I know I need to help myself in this world because we're soft things in a hard world. We didn't have any claws or fangs or anything. What we have is brains. So what I can teach you and what I know as far as how muscles work is that when they are in spasm, then you want to address them. They are giving you a message. They're sending you a message that something's wrong and you need to deal with it. I have a saying: when you're young, you tell your muscles what to do, and when you're old, your muscles tell you what to do. And you better have a good relationship, because if you don't, you'll pay the price. But if you don't have a good relationship because of how you treated them when you were young, they're very forgiving, just like children. They're very forgiving. You just have to nurture them and help them get back to a baseline of health and comfort. So that's what myotherapy does with muscles. And as we get banged around in this hard world, being soft, things in a hard world, we get bumps and bruises and go along the path of that. But we also, we know what to do right away. We have the advantage of healing quickly and efficiently, and just helping our bodies do what it needs to do. So here's myotherapy. Here are the tools for myotherapy. There's a crook, and this is just a picture, and I'll have it in the description. You have a link to it. But it sort of outlines what a trigger point looks like. So if you get a visual's 1,000 words. So here's a trigger point, here's the muscle tissue, and then here's you can palpate it and feel it, and then here's where they would inject it, because they would find the trigger point. And allopathic medicine injects trigger points with different saline, procaine solutions, and that works. But it's temporary and it's very invasive. So myotherapy was discovered off of that, and discovered by Bonnie Prudden, and you can go to bonniepruddenmyotherapy.com, and you have a lot of information, videos, everything about myotherapy there. She discovered it because she had pain herself. She had a skiing accident that shattered her pelvis, basically, or broke her hips, where she had to get total hip replacements, and it was a lot of pain, and was always seeking to get pain relief, and she ended up finding it, discovering it, and putting together a program called myotherapy. And she trained a bunch of myotherapists on how to do myotherapy, and it's up to us now to educate people, to get different students who are interested. I'm looking for students, 6 or 8 students right now. I'm in San Luis Obispo, December 1st, 2015, and I'll teach them all the stuff that's on these charts right here, step by step, so they can, and certify them, so then they'll be able to work or integrate it, myotherapy, into their massages or body work already, or even better yet, just be a myotherapy. Just the myotherapy really keeps you busy when people start realizing how valuable this is, because this is a tool that people can take with them for their whole, the rest of their life. So here's an example of a back chart, and there's passive stretches that go along with the myotherapy, because muscles have memory, so they forget. So the trigger point, you get rid of the trigger point, the pain-spasm cycle is interrupted, but the muscles will go back into spasm state because they're used to that. So you have to re-educate them through repetition is the mother of skill. So what you're going to do is do the passive stretches. It takes a couple minutes to do them throughout the day. And the range of motion, and if it's taking longer than a couple minutes, you're doing them wrong. You don't want to hold these. They're just range of motion until your muscles get the idea of where they're supposed to be. Here's an example of neck chart. And most headaches start in the back of the neck, and then go into your face or your head. This is for sinus headaches or any kind of headaches. because back pain and headaches is number one and number two in this society. Arms, very important when it comes to the rest of the body, and hands and feet, and we also have legs too. So those are the charts that I cover when I teach, when I'm teaching student myotherapists to go ahead and be able to share this with other people. I actually make copies of this, highlight this for each person that comes in, whatever area that they're hurting, and they walk out the door with tools. And here's an example of a myotherapy tool, and here's another example of one, and then here's for self-myotherapy. Between these tools, these two tools here, they can get you where you need to go. But if you don't have these tools, you can make things up. Like this is a tool that was made for myotherapy, great for abdominal, really deep tissue work using leverage. And this is a tool where it just sits right on it like a tripod, so you can lay your leg on top of it and you can maneuver this in all different ways. And then just a stick, a couple sticks. A friend of mine just made some sticks, rounded them off a little bit, a little whittling, and voila, you have a myotherapy tool. So just look around your house, you'll be able to find myotherapy tools. Otherwise, these are the official ones in a way. I can teach people how to make their own tools. You can get fancy, you can get reasonable and functional, whichever way you want to do. The whole idea is to help you help yourself with proactive self-care. That's what Radical Wellness TV is all about. .com. We're going to be entertaining and educating people on all these different ways to be able to help you and your family stay healthy, happy, and free. Love life, and life will love you back. That's what we say here at RadicalWellnessTV.com. Bye-bye for now. See you in the next video.